Hey guys, what are you at? Welcome back to Facility D20. This is the second video in our series of how to build the ultimate hobby desk. In this video, I'm going to show you how I installed this rig. And after that, we got a pile of more videos coming up how we rig this thing out, including our airbrush painting station, our paint rack setup, our 3D printing station, our computer setup. Whole bunch of stuff's coming your way, so things are going to get real interesting around here real quick. So if that's something you guys are into, go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and stick around. So the first thing I had to do was put on some trim along the left. Then I started to put on my adjustable legs, which are great because if your floor is on level, you can adjust the legs. Once I got that done, I stuck up the first part of my stainless steel countertop by putting on the bracket, and then I went ahead and started the legs on the rest of the cabinets. So here we're at day 2. I kind of gave up last night around 11:30 and figured I'd continue on this morning. So I got a nice bit done so far, but I got to do the upper cabinets and the slate board. So let's just have a look and see what I got done. So we got the legs on, adjustable legs on the bottom, plugs down below, plugs above. Pulled out a couple of drawers so I can screw the countertop on over here with this L bracket. Just got these lodged in place so far, and got this one up. So I gotta go ahead and get these up, clean up this huge pile of packaging, and then the slate board here. And the plan is to somehow fur out this little bit so the slate board sits flush. And I gotta bore a hole through the wall here and hook up my range hood. So not bad so far today. Let's set up the time lapse again and see what we comes with. Swapping the beer for the coffee this morning. Next up here, I just had to go ahead and put some screws into the upper countertop here to secure it in place. Then I started to figure out what I was going to do to fur out the walls. You can see my little helper, it's my son Lincoln, started to tag along, and we ripped some flooring and put up on the wall to make it the same thickness as the cabinets. And then of course we went for our Tim Hortons run. It took me a while to start to figure out what to do with this slate board because I had to use the angle grinder to cut some holes in it to make these outlets work. It took a little bit of time, but after a while we managed to get going again. So I went ahead and started to build this all the way up. Once I got past the outlets, it went pretty quickly. And then I needed a little bit of help to get this first upper cabinet in, so my wife, who you saw quickly there, came out and gave me a hand to get the first one up. Once the first one was up, it was easy enough to just piggyback off it and get the rest of them up. I had done 2, and then my buddy Mike, who helps me out with this channel here, is going to be a big part of our Facility D20 studio, came by and gave me a hand hooking up the 3rd cabinet. And then finally we put in the piece of slate board on the right side, and then we went ahead and started to work on the last cupboard, which gave us a little bit of trouble because we had to adjust a little bit to get it to fit in. It was a bit tight, but after a while we got it. And then you can see us here start to work on the range hood. We cut a big hole in the bottom of this final cover so we can fit the exhaust fan out. You can see that we come and go here a few times trying to get this range hood in place, and we were having a problem with the slate wall in terms of where the electrical came out, but finally we managed to get the electrical in. I got it wired. It was getting late in the night here, and then you can see I went out around back here and started to drill some holes in the house, and you can see the daylight poking through here, and I got my vent ready to go. Okay guys, here we go. We got it completely finished. I'm going to take you in for a closer look. By the way, there's going to be some videos coming up. We're going to stick a Raspberry Pi in this thing. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to unlock that with a couple thousand games. Anyway, let's have a look at the hobby desk so far. See, it's a nice solid construction. adjustable wheels to keep it level. There's heavy pull doors. Some shelving. Ton of hardware left over. Each door is lockable here. Across the top we have 4 cupboards. Shelving. I'm going to keep some paints and Mod Podge and putty and spray bombs and a bunch of stuff in here. So you can see there's solid heavy duty doors. Might put a couple of shelves in these just to give me a little more room. Again, lockable. And this is the oven range hood that I installed. Wanted to get a 24-inch one to match here, but unfortunately there was none in town that was black or stainless steel, so I had to go with a 30-inch range, but it works. I was a little concerned about the room here to paint, but once I sit down here, it works out quite well. Much the same as a spray booth, which is the intent here. So you can see you got an LED in there and an exhaust fan. And up top here, we have this vented to the outside. So I'm thinking too, anytime I does any resin printing, I might just go ahead and stick the resin printer up under here and vent it out. And of course we've got the second cabinet. Here we have the slate board installed. Get some attachments. I've got my 3D printer out here. Just wanted to see if it fits, and it just barely fits. With enough room for the bed to go all the way back. A little tight here. Might make some new spool holders. Slate board is nice, heavy, solid. Magnetic piece up top here to finish it off. Lots of room underneath. Here, 2 stations. I'm going to put a computer station here, 3D printing, drafting area, painting and modeling over there. There's pull-out drawers. Got some foam in here. Got a few tools in there for the 3D printer at the moment. But nice solid sliding hinges. Moves all down, some filament there. Only had this up for a few hours, so I haven't really had a chance to do anything. Again, lockable. So overall, it's looking pretty good. Quite happy with it. Lots of room for my TV down in this corner here. Black goes good with the ceiling. Here, let me turn off these LEDs. Wrong one. So quite happy with that. So guys, stick around. We're going to have a few more videos in this series. Next up, we're going to have a pile of stuff going into this hobby desk. We're going to have a paint rack, a cutting mat, a hobby tool kit, paint shaker, all my paints, just a whole bunch of stuff here. Going to make this pretty sweet little setup for painting. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and stick around for that. This is going to be fun. Hopefully once we get this studio set up, completely set up, we'll be getting into a little more gaming content again, but for the next few videos we're probably going to see a bunch of studio setup stuff, but should be fun.